What's the top handful of priorities for the current board?
Top handful. Okay. So we'll talk about a little bit about transportation. So one of the things that we're working on right now is that northwest and northeast quadrants of the Waxhaw Parkway. We've had some recent conversations on that, trying to open it up, trying to alleviate that congestion downtown, because as one of you, I think Mr. Summers was saying, most of that traffic comes in and goes to the east. We figured that out. We watch. We take traffic counts. We do all those studies. So we got a pretty good idea where it goes. That's another, again, bigger picture when you talk about the win-win situation of having development come to you. That roadway a few years back, and you guys can remind me more, I think we were pegging it at about $34 million to take the roadway from where it is right now all the way down to 75. $34 million. So before you guys leave here tonight, I want a contribution to all of that. And we need all we can get. But yes, we are working on that on both sides. We've had conversations in the last day with actually some property owners on the west side to get that connected. DOT and DOT Rail has come to us with some pretty much final plans on what the crossings will look like when it crosses 75 in the railroad, because we've got some challenges there in grade. So it might look like down towards Monroe on 75 where it crosses over there, where you might have a loop. So you go around the intersection and up over a bridge, because it is pretty tight. You can't make the grade. So we're having that. The other part, one of the other parts is on our priorities is to start to figure out what we actually can fund ourselves. And that's why you hear some of the conversations going on about, okay, so I've checked this pocket, ain't nothing there. Check this one, no, nothing there. Check the back one, nothing there. We're starting to look at what buckets of money that we have access to. And so if a lot of you guys are in business, if you don't have it in your pocket and it's out on a table somewhere else, you're going to go reach for where that money is. And you're going to try to do that because you now want to prioritize what's really important. And we have the kids in mind as well. Because one of the things that we're looking at right now is we've had lots of real estate. We bought $7.5 million worth of real estate in the past 8-10 years, and we've not been able to do one thing with one because we don't have the funding. Yet all that money is sitting out there doing absolutely zero. So we've decided as a board and given direction to the town manager to go forward and start to now dispose of what we call excess real estate, excess asset. And so we're starting to sell off those properties. What happens next is we start to actually get to do projects, either jointly, if they're big, we can borrow some of the money, in addition to the money that we have, in addition to the money we generate from the sales. So once that happens, then we start to move forward on projects. One of the first priorities we have is still what we're calling the Central Park downtown. And that's a 12-acre site. It's been in the county or this town's books for 8-9 years, more than that, 10 years, longer than that. It's a 10-acre piece. But that's a smaller one. It gives, again, more, we'll call it relative buildability to our downtown area. It actually complements it. If we can get more pedestrian activity down there, that's a good anchor to put that in. So we have chosen to invest some of the money that we generate and some of the money that we can borrow. We've chosen to invest in that property. So that is going forward. We are actually doing studies on it right now. We talked this afternoon about the timing of those things. So we've already chosen a consultant for that. We're looking for the plans and the concepts to come with us. We want to make sure that, okay, we're going to develop this park in a certain manner, but let's make sure we can afford to do it. Okay, I'm not going to say I'm going to develop you a park without knowing what the costs are. That's just the builder developer in me. Ain't going to happen. So you got to know those first. So we're going to identify those. One of the other things in selling, again, the real estate, we'll be able to generate, some properties like the Nivens building, which is downtown. That property is under contract right now, and we're on the final stages on that. That'll generate $1,230,000 to the county's coffer, to the town's coffers, and still maintain the parking lot, the McDonald house, and the corner lot, which the other deal didn't. So we're doing that. We are prioritizing, again, where we're spending money, what we're going to do. We purchased a property at the corner of Waxhaw Marvin in Kensington. It's the southwest corner, and that's where we're going to relocate our Department of Public Works they're in a very dire situation where they are. I think they've been promising Todd a new building since he's been here. That's 18 years. So we are actually going to move forward on that. We got a good workable deal from the county. That was their site before. It's a 17.4 acre site. We estimate right now, I think early estimates, these are napkin estimates, we'll probably spend about $3 million on just that portion of the facility to bring them over there along with the Parks and Rec people. So eventually we'll sell the annex where Parks and Rec is now between the gas station and the corner building. So again, we're looking to all those ways to generate. Now, $7, $8, $10 million doesn't go real far these days. And so if we go out and generate these funds, we have already, but we're going to further allocate those funds to certain projects. We know pretty much where we're going to go with the Department of Public Works. We know where we're going to go with Horton, which is the downtown park property. So that's kind of a start. We've got about 5 things on our priority. Most of it is real estate oriented to get ours back on track, as I've said even during my campaign, get us back on track, get us in a better cash position. We've already now turned the town, even without the cash position, we've changed the financial picture of the town by $15 million in 9 months. That's a bunch. That's money that we didn't have to spend, money that might come to us, but that's money in the town's pockets. Even on the last subdivision, we got $1 million worth of intersection improvements along with that deal. Now, I say it's a deal, it's just real estate jargon. But with that negotiation, as we talked about, we got $1 million that'll fix the downtown area a little bit. It's right at 16 and 75. It'll actually put a light in at Rehoboth, which was not on DOT's radar at all, to take care of that traffic that will be coming north and through town. It'll also take care of the roundabout on the east end of town where it curves and goes south there by the gas station. The roundabout will go in there. That one project, we have about a maybe even a $500,000 commitment there that we would have to kick in to DOT. That project's paying $428. Is that the number? $428 of our obligation. More money in our pocket that we don't have to spend, that now we can reallocate to something else, to something good. So, welcome to our world. I feel like a lot of times I'm up there at the space station. I use this analogy all the time. I'm sitting there with a joystick every day. I'm going, okay, left, right, up, down, in, back. It's constant, and we do have to play by the rules. We can't, have one of the challenges of the town in the past is it's been more emotional than analytical. That's been one of the challenges. That's why we're in the situation that we are today. We're 10 years behind the power curve. 10 years. Had we been paying attention the last 10 years when we said, okay, we're going to allow these homes, businesses to come in, if we would have negotiated during those times, we wouldn't be stuck where we are right now. So we do work hard. And this board has been fantastic. This has been, again, we're all different backgrounds, but we come together.